JJ's got the keys to the blockchain breeze. He's live every day, decode the mazes. JJ's cryptic corner where the coins keep turning. Logging out, the future's burning. JJ's cryptic corner. JJ's cryptic corner. Pixels glow, charts flow. Crypto whispers, secrets show. He cracks the code on this winding road. JJ's cryptic corner. JJ's cryptic corner. JJ's cryptic corner. JJ's cryptic corner. JJ's cryptic. Tune in, lean back, grab your coffee, hit the track. JJ's live, don't be late. Cryptic wisdom, seal your fate. JJ's cryptic.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Happy Tuesday. How's everyone doing today? Guys, hey, what's going on? Bitcoin currently trading at $89,009.27. Big fat dump. Big fat dump today. We lost our lower trend line of this ascending channel. And an ascending channel is usually bearish. So technically, it's always coming. We do have negative money flow on Market Cipher, and we are also oversold on the 4-hour RSI. We crossed bearish on Thursday, on January 15th, and have since continued to trend to the downside. A lot of people are thinking this is Greenland and the tariffs. I do not think it is. I'm pretty sure this is because of the Japanese bond market kind of collapsing as we speak. The free money is no longer free, and, well, I mean, this is the cost, essentially. So, what's interesting is we had a gray line here, 88,736, and I'm not entirely sure. Maybe that's the mean of this entire pattern so far. That's where, like, the price kind of continues to return to. It's support when it needs to be support. It's resistance when it needs to be resistance. As of right now, it's seemingly acting as support, but we'll see. What if I said my Bitcoin buy at 85.8 needs to hit? I think you're going to get it. I think we're going down to 70K. I have on this chart from who knows when, we have Satoshi follower thought that we were going to hit 70K before we got above 124,474, which I believe is the current all-time high. It might be 126. I'm not entirely positive. But that was a while ago. It was like right when we hit all-time high, we started to pull back a little bit. This guy came in and he was like, we're pulling back to this number. And everyone was like, he's crazy. But turns out he's not that crazy. But as of right now, you know, we're staying above 80, so I'm not going to get a little too excited yet. We do have a higher low pattern happening before our eyes. We got one, this would be number 2, and we are establishing number 3 as we speak for 3 hits to the downside. And we'll see if that trend continues to ascend. It is a ascending trend, if you will. And there actually is quite a bit of confluence here with our candle body closes. We got candle body. Let me adjust that. Hang on. And, well, maybe not. Candle body. That looks better. So, if we go off the wicks, it'll probably make it look like we're bottoming out right now. Otherwise, maybe we don't hit it. Maybe we do. Maybe we break below it and go to 70K like I think we're going to. But we are oversold. That's my guess, Waterfly. That's just, I don't know when I put that on there. I did at some point. And I'm pretty sure that's based on previous bull market top. If we are in a true Bitcoin bear market, then Bitcoin's probably going down to 70K, in my opinion. That's my bear market bottom prediction. Gosh, my beard is out of control today, isn't it? I should have put beard oil in before I streamed. Happens. Anyways, dominance 59.74. I mean, it's kind of lingering. It's lingering between 59.5 and 60, so nothing really too crazy to talk about with this. We got a bearish cross over the moving average on the RSI. I don't even know if that's relevant, though. Bitcoin itself up 0.66 since the daily close, down quite tremendously from yesterday. Let's refresh our liquidation heat map and see where we're at. Get a little zoom action. Waterfly said, I try not to doubt black shirts. Whew, look at that. A lot of bulls liquidated. And a lot of bears right here, 50 mil. I mean, a lot, I guess, is subjective. We've got 87,457. 87,457. 87,457. Now, if I was the market maker, we've got an 89,233. You know, everyone probably just sold. They sold. They're like, it's going so much lower. I'll just buy back when it goes lower. If I was a market maker, I would just send it right now. 92,340. And the fact that that's not happening tells me that we're probably going lower. I don't think that this is market maker manipulation. I think that this is something broader. 86,051. And I don't mean to be vague. I think it is the Japanese bond market imploding. It's Kwame said, yo, what's up, man? What's going on, Kwame? My ramen came in just in time for this crash. Let's go. You got the meatballs? Are you doing the meatballs? Weren't you the one that said it was gross the other day? That'd be pretty funny. Try something in it, though. Like, get chicken, cordon bleu. Get some kind of meat. You can do ramen. You can do... Wow. Yeah, put ramen in your ramen. You can do meatballs. Just don't do, like, cut up hot dogs. Do, like, actual cooked meat. Tishu said number go down. That is a astute observation, Tishu. You are correct, actually. Number do go down, in fact. So, we'll see if we liquidate some bears. As of right now, like I said, we're incredibly oversold, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little bounce for ants. ETH up 0.94 since the daily close. What's interesting about ETH is we have this lower trend line that we've been talking about, and we bounced perfectly off of that. Now, Bitcoin last night, like hour ago, before the daily close, this huge dump right here, I'll go from, let's just do Tuesday. The entirety of Tuesday. We've got red candle right here, starting right here. Bam. Bitcoin went all the way down, 4.5%. Some alts didn't go down that much. ADA, where's Tuesday? Tuesday right here. Maybe I'm crazy. Watch me be crazy. No, 5.5. That's not crazy. Bitcoin went down 4.5. ADA went down 5.5. Normally, ADA would go down like 20%. I'm just saying. It's Kwame said, I get the meatballs tomorrow. Nice. Waterfly said, JJ likes the meat. I do. I'm a big Arby's guy as well. They have the meats. So, ETH. We did lose 3K, which is not great. I'm not happy about that. But our next line of defense is this yellow trend line. And that yellow trend line did hold, so that's good. Kwame said, if Bitcoin doesn't go to 150, it needs to go down. I'm tired of this back and forth. It is quite exhausting, isn't it? And you know what really sucks is if we are in the fun, like, super cycle, extended cycle diminishing returns situation, it's probably going to be the slowest grind up to like 1 million. And I can't tell if alts are going to do really, really good because of that, or if they're going to do really, really bad because of that, or if it's just going to be like selective, miserable, long-term this nonsense. But it's going to be entertaining regardless. No matter what, it will be entertaining. So ETH bouncing off that lower trend line, lost 3K. A lot of bearish volume, tons of bearish volume. First green candle in quite some time. We are still, as we speak, oversold on the 4-hour time frame. Bearish cross over the moving average on the RSI, technically on January 14th, 15th, and then we failed to get back above that, which is crazy. Waterfly said if ETH breaks trend line, what's next support? Probably, see, I have a big purple line at 28.61, which makes you think that that's probably a little bit relevant based on previous resistance, potentially turned support. But I would actually argue 25 would be your next strong support just psychologically. I would go 2750. Let's see, 2750 and 25 with a potential reaction at 2861. And that is strictly based on psychological levels at this point. In my opinion, we are kind of past the point of points of confluence playing out and anything that has to do with technical analysis being relevant. With the entire market driven by headlines, it seems all psychological to me. And with that comes psychological price levels. So 2750, 2500, keep an eye on it. Not financial advice, of course. Kwame said slow grinding belongs to stocks. Exactly. And that's the problem. They're tokenizing stocks. So now imagine we don't lose our like crypto flavor, but we merge with the stock market. No matter what, it's going to get more boring. We went from like really, really fun crypto and really, really boring stocks. And they're like, let's put these things together. That's the kid that the crypto and stocks makes is going to be really boring, but like successful, I guess. Like a boring, successful person. Which are the kind of people that you don't invite to your party. So we are unfortunately going to have to start betting on dog races and illegal cockfighting in order to have fun. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Tishu said, JJ, will you use this opportunity and reallocate to a higher Bitcoin percentage, or will still be a degen with altcoins? Oh, I'm 100% being a degen with altcoins. My ROI opportunity for Bitcoin is tiny. Over time, if I see a significant return from altcoins, then yes, I will allocate some to Bitcoin for the safety. But as a poor person in like probably one of the lowest income tax brackets, at least in the state of Michigan, I do not plan on adding to my Bitcoin bags at all. They can just exist quietly in the corner and, 2x over the course of like 10 years. JY's Adventures said, good night, JJ. Good night, JY's Adventures. Cheers. Thanks for smashing the like button. Happy Tuesday, guys. I did actually have a question for you guys. The question was, I got to do a poll. My moon bag climbing up again. Very nice. Can we get a Ralph update, please? Yes, we absolutely can. Let me do a poll in the chat really quick. Where are you moving your money today? It's Kwame said, I want to give you your flowers. You have a nice channel and seem like a cool dude. I'm not hitting on you. Well, thank you. If you are hitting on me, though, that is also welcome. Not that I don't swing both ways, but I also don't discriminate. Somebody wants to hit on me, that's totally fine. Buying the BTC dip. Rotating into gold/silver. Holding cash stables. Or panic selling. Whoops. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the poll in the chat. Asking you, where are you moving your money today? I can't read. I don't know what happened. My brain just stopped reading. Where are you moving your money today? Buying the Bitcoin dip, rotating into gold and silver, holding cash/stablecoins, or panic selling everything? It's over. So please direct your attention there. Butterfly said, sounds like you're hitting on him. Let's not pick on him, Butterfly. Joe's Venture said, I should have told you to buy a 10 mil. That Pulse Player said, don't trip by the dip. Joe's Venture said, I have none of those options. I am in the Solana trap. I mean, that would be buying the Bitcoin dip. That does not mean buying Bitcoin. Bitcoin is dipping and you're buying crypto. What if I said, you want honesty on poll? You can do whatever you want, as long as you interact with it. Joe's Venture said, can you look at Ralph, please? Yes, I can. Let's go take a look at Ralph really quick. Ralph. Bitcoin getting a little baby bounce, a little bounce for ants here. 89, 115, and 38 cents. Still looks like complete garbage in my opinion. The fact that it has not completely eaten up that dip within 30 seconds proves to me that it is in fact not digital gold. We've been lied to, and unfortunately, Peter Schiff was right. I'm just kidding. You guys know I hate Peter Schiff. I actually have a really funny post about, not really about, I guess, more just geared towards Peter Schiff. That is quite comical. All right, Ralph. Bam. Ralph. 0.01671. Very cool. We got a little M going on. This is on the 4-hour time frame. So you got a little boop-de-boop and recovery. And the trend continues to be your friend until the end. Very nice. Look at that. Bam. Broader trend is to the upside. This is quite a hedge, isn't it? It did not like suicide dive. What if I said JJ always likes pull action? Of course, don't you? So we've got some kind of divergence in between the volume and the price. Volume's decreasing while price is increasing. Liquidity still looks good. RSI smack dab in the middle. Now, this is where it could go either way. Once you see the consolidation occur, and you see that RSI right like dead center at 50, it could go up or down. And you know, that's a meme. I'm not trying to make it a meme. This price is consolidating. And it's consolidating, and it might continue to consolidate, or it might break out to the upside. But we've seen time and time again with this consolidating price and the RSI landing in the middle, you eventually get a harsh breakout in one direction or the other. So whether or not that's right now, it remains to be seen. But you are holding your trend, which is good. I guess let me determine what you should stay above. I would hope, I guess I would hope that you would stay above one penny. If you lose 1 penny, it's going to get spicy. That's what I would look for. I can just redraw them. It's just a wedge. Right there. The wedge on the RSI didn't look that great. Okay. So that's where that is. Bitcoin, 89, 94, and 57 cents. We did lose 90K. I don't expect to regain 90K anytime soon, to be completely honest. Solana is up 1.53% since the daily close. We did lose our neckline here as well. We talked about that. We lost our upper trend line, traded right in the middle, flatlined in the middle, and then instantly lost our neckline. And we're now trading below that. We're at 127.76, 75. Are we going to eventually retest 100? Because I was calling for that back here, but we never quite got it. So looking for that $100 retest of our lower trend line. We've seen it happen before. Wouldn't be surprised to see it happen again. Let's see. Yeah, we got our neckline breakout. We played around up top, and then eventually we broke in, looked good for a minute, and then lost our neckline and got back above and continued. Are we going to do this basically the same thing again? Only it's a lot smaller because we're entering the apex zone of our triangle. Are we going to come back down to our lower trend line, dance around, get back above, and continue to the upside? I don't know. I would look for that though. And that is about, what is that, 20% drop? 30%? 23, 22%. So, not financial advice. Seems like a decent hedge actually to maybe start dollar cost averaging into this, not financial advice. You are potentially setting up for a bullish cross. Actually, you are in the middle of a bullish cross over the moving average on the RSI. See if you can climb out of that oversold status on the 4-hour time frame. As of right now, though, like I said, you're below your neckline. So getting above that's going to be important. Green dot of the momentum wave, which is also incredibly oversold. See if that pulls you out as well, pointing to the upside. Volume could be a little bit better. Volume's pretty much gone on all of the altcoins right now. So that is cause for concern in my opinion. Total 3. Losing the fractal, 839.87. Are we going to bounce off of 800 billion again? Because that was my initial guess, my slightly bullish guess was 800 billion. Billy mentioned yesterday, do you think we're going to fill the wick on altcoins? That wick goes down to 766 66.8 billion on total 3 specifically. If we do fill that wick, we would have to go down to 766.8 billion. And then my bearish guess for a proper 12-month long bear market, if we are in fact in that, maybe, is 711 billion. I don't remember why, but we'll see if we get that, I guess. Let's see, is there some confluence to that? Maybe? Kind of. No, not really. Let's see if we hit 711 and hopefully bounce. If not, then it's going to get weird. It's going to get real weird real quick. I'm taking any requests. If you guys got any requests for charts as well, I'm just going to start going through them. ADA is up 1.94 since the daily close, currently trading at 35.75. We lost 38 and instantly got dicey. Let's see, we broke our yellow trend line, bounced off of 36, rejected yellow trend line, and lost 36, and now we're coming up to potentially reject and continue to the downside towards 32.71. My question here for not only ADA but the rest of the altcoin market is, are we going to hit our bear market lows? Because it's been a while, but we were down, way down at like 25 cents for ADA, right down here. 24 even. It's Kwame said, are you holding any memes? I am, yes. I have well, what was once a enormous snack bag. It is not quite enormous anymore, but I'm still proud. It's not the size, it's how you use it. And mine gets used for nothing because it's embarrassing. So, ADA, see if we reject 36 or reclaim it. Honestly, I already claimed out of oversold, which sucks. That just means that it's probably going to get down there again faster. We did get a bullish cross over the moving average on the RSI, which is good. And we got a green dot of the momentum wave pointed the upside on Market Cipher. Money flow is negative. Saeed said, in India, Bitcoin goes up every Wednesday. Wednesday is lucky for us. Nice. Yeah, it's usually false move Monday, and then Wednesday is usually the reversal. Friday's been iffy. Sundays, you get a pump, then Monday dumps. It depends on how Sunday goes, obviously, but false move Monday, Wednesday reversal. SNAC is up 6.63% on the day, currently trading at 0.008106. Lost 20% since losing 1/10 of a penny. Not great. Quite sad about this, actually. Money flow is negative, specific to MXC. Green dot on the momentum wave, which is incredibly oversold, pointing to the upside, and positive or bullish cross over the moving average on the RSI. Zach said, can you peep the dong chart? Whoops, can't spell. Yes, I absolutely can. Let's see. Dong. Dong is a Cardano native, in case you guys are curious. And let's see if it held up, actually. 4 hour. It's down. It's down. Does look, I could probably try to sell you the concept of it consolidating. But it's messy. It's a messy consolidation. It's a messy chart. There's not a ton of volume on ADA, so. But when we zoom in, it's really just been accumulating since November. Wow. Since November, this thing has maintained its price. So if you held Dong, probably better off than if you held any other cryptocurrency. I'm not going to lie. Obviously, again, I'm not a financial advisor, but I am a diehard donger, if you will. So 49.8 or 498, whatever you want to call it. Let's see if this, I'm gonna put a marker on this. Let's see if it's up next time we check it. And I'm gonna label this bad boy. Can I even do that on here? That's kind of annoying. Can I not put a note on this? What? Oh, I can. Okay, good. No, I'm not allowed to. That's ridiculous. Somebody get a hold of Tap Tools. Ridiculous. Okay, anyways, SNEC 8102. See if we hold 8. Otherwise, it's going to turn into trash. Midnight. Up 2.67% on the day. Currently trading at 0.06323. See if it reclaims 6.4. Whoops, that's wrong. Let's see if it reclaims 6.4. We got a wick up here, wick down here, indicative of some buying pressure. Wick up here, indicative of some selling pressure. So we're in kind of a battle in between 54 and 64. See if we break above 64 and continue to the upside. Reclaim some of these losses. Honestly, looks pretty bad. Not gonna lie. Breaking down out of this symmetrical triangle and then rejecting. losing our support at 75, holding support at 64, and then losing that, rejecting, holding our support at 54. Hopefully we don't double reject 64 and then break below 54, but time will tell. Keep an eye on it. As of right now, it is technically forming a, I would actually call this a bear flag. As of right now, a little preemptive bear flag. Not because I'm being a pessimist, but because it looks like it's forming a bear flag. We do have a climbing RSI, which is interesting. We broke positive above that on Monday and have continued to trade above it. So we'll see if we regain some ground here. We got a green dot at the moment. Then we point to the upside. Let's see if number goes up. XRP is up 0.67%. It's Kwame said, I'm still holding some scrap on Ripple. I made 20K plus when it first came out. Hell yeah. Mohar said, better than some stables on Cardano. Can you peep it in ADA instead of USD? Yeah, actually I can do that. Let's go take a look at Dong and ADA instead of USD. See if it's a hedge against Cardano's atrocious price action. Hey, look at that. It is. Beautiful. So, if you swapped all of your ADA to Dong on August 7th, 2025, you would currently be up. Yes, I am cherry picking this data. It's my channel. 67%. Oh my gosh. You would have increased your ADA value by 67%. That's pretty crazy. Okay. XRP $1.90. We are kind of filling this wick, it seems. So we had a wick down here, pretty big wick. On January 18th, it seems we broke something. Found support on this trend line, which happens to coincide with 184. That trend line is our downtrend, which we broke sideways out of. And then we wicked up very, very fast. A lot of buying pressure came in. People scooped that bad boy up. Are we going to touch 184 again, fill that wick, perhaps bounce, continue to the upside? That'd be pretty cool. We are coming out of incredibly oversold on the 4-hour time frame. I'm making a mess here. Not quite, but we're going to see if we cross bullish over that moving average, and we got a green dot on the momentum wave point to the upside with negative money flow. So points to watch, obviously $1.90. If we lose that, look for $1.84, $1.85 psychological levels. Otherwise, looking like $1.80 for this trajectory with that yellow trend line. The yellow trend line is just a simple descending channel. You could call it a wedge if you wanted to. And it is, when I say the word simple, I really mean simple. There's 2 points of confluence on top. Technically 3 if you count both of those. But that's not a lot to convince me that that's going to hold. So definitely keep an eye on it, because the next gap is between 184 and 157. And that is quite a big fall right there. 10, 15. It's over 10%, which is pretty significant, especially if you're using leverage, which I don't recommend in these volatile markets. But if you are, sign up with my affiliate link in the description for BitUnix, and I will get a kickback. So that'd be pretty cool. That Pulse Player said, where y'all think that money will be going after metals top? Yeah, crypto, that's right. Mohar said, Evan James says we should all chill, LOL. Guys, in case you were not aware, one of my good friends, Evan James, you guys might recognize him from King of Queens. He is a thorough ADA enjoyer. He's not sure about the XRP price. He just doesn't know. He's a little bit shy. So, show some respect. Let's see. H-bar up 2.45%, getting a little baby bounce off of, what, 10.5? We lost 11.5. H-bar seems like it actually held up better than other coins did, which is very interesting. It is kind of at the bottom. So we bottomed out a couple weeks ago, which we were all fully aware when this was happening. And we're kind of retracing that entire move. We'll see what happens. Current candle, like I said, up 2.55%. We did get a bullish cross over the moving average on the RSI, so uptrend is possible. Nice reversal candle here as well. Money flow is negative. Green dot on the momentum wave point to the upside, which we did not quite actually. We're about to cross bullish on that, so we'll see where that takes us. SWE is up 2.26% on the day, kind of coinciding with the SWE fractal. We'll see if this ends up playing out or not. Technically speaking, if it does, that was the bottom, And then we're going to do 2 more touches and then blast off from there. We'll see what happens. We're at February 3rd for a potential breakout on that. Trump said to watch what happens at his Davos speech. So if it's anything like his his press junket today, it's literally going to be nothing but him rambling on about nonsense that he's achieved in his first year back in office, which is nothing because we're all still poor. So he better start cutting dividend checks for those tariffs. Otherwise, I'm going to vote for the libertarians or some stupid no-name asshole that nobody cares about. Aerodrome up 1.69% on the day, currently trading at 4693. I'm probably not even going to vote, to be completely honest, if it's a complete waste. But I'm not getting into politics. Cheers, guys. Happy Tuesday. Pretty chill day today. Besides the market taking a big poop. Aerodrome lost 48. We're at 46.93. Are we going to come back down and touch this green trend line? What is this green trend line? So, upper trend line for this guy. That could be relevant with a lot of these coins, actually. We'll see if that comes into play. I would go actually right here, a little more relevant. So we'll see if we end up coming down probably 40, honestly. 45 might have a reaction psychologically. We're about to get a bullish crossover the moving average on the RSI and a green dot on the momentum wave from yesterday. See if that's still in play, about to cross bullish on that. It's Kwame wants to take a look at Avalanche. Yes, sir. Avalanche is up 1.49% on the day. We are officially, in my opinion, in what I'm going to call the accumulation zone for Avalanche. We got a little zone right here. Hopefully we don't lose this. If we do, it's going to get really bad. The fact that we're back below our orange trend line here is already dicey enough for me. That orange trend line goes all the way back. All the way back to December 2020. Mohar said, when are we shorting silver? Set something up at 100, LOL. I had a silver short from price 70, and I closed it. Because it was getting decimated, and I was sick of losing money in crypto. So I closed my silver short. With Avalanche, yeah, losing that orange trend line, not a great thing. We'll see if we reclaim that. I really would want to. That's a big deal for me. But we've lost it already. We've lost it back here, reclaimed it, actually with a vengeance with this guy. And we just, we broke really hard out of it, and then broke really hard back into it. We're doing the same thing, broke really hard out of it. It's literally like the same exact playbook. Let me copy this fractal, just to show you how similar this is. This move. Look at that. That literally might play out the exact same way. And that shows me that, and for the most part, with most of these altcoins, we're probably going to go a little bit lower. Everyone's going to get really, really mad. We're all going to liquidate our bags. And then they're going to do choppy sideways. And we're going to be like, ha, told you. It's just going to go lower. And then it's going to go boom. Explode to the upside. Exponential growth. Everyone but us is going to get rich because we're going to be the whiny little pissy little babies that sold their bags. I'm speaking hypothetically. I do not plan on selling any of my crypto. I'm going to continue my DCA. I might diversify my DCA, but I will in fact go down with this ship. It will happen. So let's see if this plays out exactly as it did before. JY's Adventure said, what's the last token I sent you on Solana? Was it Ellie? Let me see. The last thing you sent me on Solana? It was Ellie, yes. Yep. Yes, it was. It's Kwame said, damn. Jay Shear said, LOL, I'm going to buy one Avalanche every day. Yeah, I mean, we could. It's $12.27. That's ridiculous. Chainlink is down 1.65% on the day, currently trading at $12.32. Chainlink is in the same boat. They're both ridiculously cheap. Saeed said $116 will be the target of silver. Then it will get corrected. It seems as per latest analysis. Very nice. If you have physical silver, you could probably sell it for $200 right now. The eBay market is dried up. Entirely dried up. Silver is getting spicy. So Chainlink down 1.65% on the day, currently trading at $12.32. We lost $12.68. We lost $12.39. Are we heading to $11.50? We are seemingly getting like a front run bounce off of $12. Green dot on the momentum wave pointing to the upside, negative money flow, and a bullish cross over the moving average on the RSI, climbing out of oversold territory. So we'll see if we actually get a reaction down here. Mr. Roberts said, just tuning in now while cleaning the basement. Hello, JJ. Hello, all. What's going on, Mr. Roberts? Happy Tuesday, my friend. I'm going to skip. Silver, down 0.1% on the day, currently trading at 94.50. What's interesting is how slow this is moving now. It was very, very fast, very dramatic. Fast, and then linger, explosion, linger, and it's like slowly like creeping up, which has me standoffish because I'm not a fan of the slow creep up. We are achieving so far bearish divergence here as well. We have a red dot, confirmed red dot on market cipher. I'm not sure entirely what that would play out as. We got one back here and it meant nothing. We got one back here and it meant nothing. We got one back here and it meant nothing. So I'm assuming they mean nothing. Dremmer said, don't forget to like and subscribe, everyone. Yeah, guys, smash the like button. You guys killed it yesterday. So if you could kill it again today, that would be pretty sick. Jay Shear said 1 avalanche per day for a month. Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a beautiful plan, honestly. Mr. Roberts said, JJ, check that ooh chart. Buds, hell yeah. Tom Selleck Goat said they aren't cheap as they don't do anything and should be 0 Bitcoin ETH. The rest isn't needed and people are realizing. And yes, I'm bear posting. Hope I'm the Kramer here. Oh, I'm right there with you, man. I can't be a pessimist, obviously. Who's gonna watch some guy complain about crypto all day? But I feel it. I made sure I ate before I went on, and I was like ranting in my buddy's Discord. It's like I gotta get all this out before I go live. That way I don't get in trouble. I'm gonna get like taken down from YouTube. Let's go check. Ooh. Energy Fuels Inc. Ooh. I think I do that every single time. And it's unintentional. So we got beautiful ascension right here. Seemingly rejection around 27.50. Came back down, formed a bear flag, broke down out of the bear flag. Formed some kind of floor right here, little triple bottom. The triple bottom here is actually a textbook example of a triple bottom. Look at this. And it's technically a bear flag as well. If you wanted to call it that, you probably could have tried to sell that to somebody, but you got 1, 2, 3, and then the pop. And the pop is incredibly successful. Rise out of the teens area, and it's sitting at 23.30. 23 should be support right here. It was previous resistance. Little double top action right there. Turn support, so holding that is going to be a big deal. Can you feel the love tonight? I guess I would target 30 next for psychological reasons. I know I'm overusing that word, but that's really all we got going for us right now. The market is not in a technical space right now. It is in a very emotional, psychological space. So 23.30. Let's see if this bad boy climbs up further. 23.07 or 23, I guess I'll call it, needs to hold. Otherwise, I suppose a retrace down to 20 wouldn't be bad. Nice psychological support level. Establish some volume right there and then pop. If you end up losing 23, keep an eye on the $20 level. Not financial advice. Your RSI is a little overheated, so I could see it cooling off even if it just trades sideways above 23. I could see that RSI grinding down. So that's something to keep an eye on. Keep in consideration. Silver, 94.38.80. Let's go to gold. Gold breaking records again today as well. Bitcoin losing its status as digital gold as gold outperforms it tremendously with $4,837.72. This is a 1.56% candle for gold, which is crazy. That is a crazy candle for gold. Currently above our trajectory line, heading towards our target line, our big boy target line, which goes up to 5,100. Our little guy target line right here, this is our frugal target, actually tops out at 49. So if we break above 49 and hit 51, then overly bullish for gold. JJ, it was a genius, and he was ahead of his time. You do have, we pointed this out, bullish div for your RSI, which absolutely sent the price of gold. which is awesome. You got a nice wick right here, indicative of some serious buying pressure. You got your little dimple down here as well, kind of confirming that with your green dot, the little boop, and then the explosion, which is awesome as well. Volume looks great. There's really nothing bad to be said about this thing, man. It's exponential growth. The only thing that I can really see is that it's incredibly overbought on a 4-hour time frame, but when has that ever stopped? You know what I mean? Watch it just do this again. It's just going to do that. And then it's going to continue to pop to the upside next time it hits another trend line. Right there. Doesn't take that long. It's all about patience, man. It is all about patience. I know I pointed this out yesterday. I'm like midway through my my book, The Simple Path to Wealth by J.L. Collins. If you guys want to buy the physical book, there's a link in the description. I do get a kickback if you use that link. But if you have Amazon Prime, you can get it completely for free, the audiobook, via Audible or Amazon Music. So, highly recommend you check it out. It's like Dave Ramsey, but like he's not pretentious. Does that make sense? I do like Dave Ramsey. I thoroughly enjoy the idea that like simplicity is the reason why so many people fail to invest properly, because they try to overcomplicate everything. Well, how can I afford this big beautiful SUV and my big beautiful house and my big beautiful lifestyle? You got to get rid of one of them. You only have the income for 2 big beautiful things, not 3. It's okay. Sell the vehicle. You're going to be okay. Let's see. We got some chat activity. Tom Selks goes, yep, J Was Avenger said, what would you do in my shoes for Ralph? JJ, I feel underexposed now. Shake my head, feeling FOMO. I'll just be happy I did everything right as a trader. I should have bought back my entire bag at the dip on Ralph. Can't be perfect. I'll just let things ride. Yeah, you got to make those decisions, man. Everybody, has to kind of speak for their own finances. Evan said, what's going on? Not too much, Evan. Gold is outperforming Bitcoin tremendously. DXY also falling pretty hard. 98.49. We got a harsh rejection off of 99.4, which is very interesting. We'll see if that continues to break down. Pretty steep drop. Haven't seen levels like this since January 6th, which I suppose isn't that far away, but it was doing good for a little while. Oversold. I'm not sure if the RSI really applies here, to be honest. MicroStrategy, aka Big V Coffee, continuing to drop. I believe Vanguard bought shares of MicroStrategy, which is interesting. 159.16 on the price. If this is going to continue to break down, I'm fully expecting it to go down to $130 minimum. And that seems like it's not that far away, but it could take a long time. Like this thing for some reason moves like a freaking blimp. And it's not a performer, in my opinion. Maybe it will be. Maybe I'll eat those words and maybe we'll all be happy one day. But until then, it looks like crap. So hopefully 150 has some semblance of a reaction, psychological level. NASDAQ up 0.34% on the day. We talked about our game plan yesterday. The light blue line that is not transparent at all is my guess. And this is specifically based on the Kobayashi letters Trump tariff plan. Today, tomorrow, they're going to say, well, we had a bad day today. Tuesday was awful. Tuesday, Wednesday, tomorrow, they're going to talk about how great negotiations are going. Or Trump is going to say something at Davos that's going to make everybody happy and hopeful. And then Thursday, Friday, it's going to get really bad again. We're going to go into the weekend. Nothing's going to happen. Sunday night, somebody's going to say something. Monday, we're going to open green, and everything's going to go back up, and it's all going to be back to normal. They're going to reach some kind of deal or something. I don't know. Totally guessing. But it's fun to guess. And the fractal, let me clean this up really quick just to point out the fractal. Right here. This fractal, we originally had it like this, and it still could be in play like that. Or no, I'm sorry. I think we had it like this. Yeah, we had it like that. But it could be in play like this. I don't know. It's just an idea. It's just a general concept of what might play out, what's played out in the past. So we'll see what happens. That's why I got the blue line here, kind of illustrating what I do actually think is going to play out. And that is based on the other fractal. But RSI consolidating very much so. We did get a bullish cross over the moving average on the RSI. We also have, whenever we have crazy like cloud with dots like this on Market Cipher, we usually get a pretty hefty reaction, at least on, yeah, at least with crypto. I guess we haven't really had that many with the NASDAQ, have we? No, we have not. Interesting. So we've had very clear inverse head and shoulders, and those both played out to the upside. And the inverse head and shoulder, in this case, is only applicable on the RSI. So I suppose we'll see what happens with this funky cloud and all the green and red dots on the RSI. Kind of first time. Joe has been just tweaking over Ralph. Let's go take a look at it. Ralph is up 34.71% on the day. There you go. You get your bounce off your lower trend line, continuing. Very nice. Let's see if you break out of that. Let's actually redraw these lines. So that way we can take them a little more serious. Now, you could reject here. So be careful. I'm not a financial advisor. Literally just a guy that draws lines on a chart. But it does look good. That momentum is very nice. 37.17%. Recoup some losses for the day. Mr. Roberts said, JJ, I've been looking into RR, Rich Tech Robotics. I get that a blind technical analysis is not fair to ask, really, but can you check it? Absolutely. I mean, I feel like blind technical analysis is what we do, isn't it? What's the alternative? Like if you've never looked at something before. Joe Azovich said, I have to tweak. I am making gains when 90% of people in a bear market. LOL. Thank you, JJ. Absolutely, my friend. You're more than entitled to your tweaking. If I had clicked on it and it was up like 5 or 6%, I would have probably made fun of you a little bit. I feel like 37% is very tweak worthy. It's a very excusable tweak. The volume on this is the most impressive to me. You got little baby boop, and then a bigger one, and then a little teeny tiny one, and then a way bigger one, and then another teeny tiny one. Are you about to get the next big one? And that is like the most elementary way of looking at things, so let's not look at it that way. Let's go to the daily as well. Stock market's usually a little more nuanced. So, clear consolidation here, and that looks like it's breaking out. Let's see, let's do that, maybe? Not a ton of confluence. There's only like 2 or 3 points of confluence on top and 2 on the bottom. I guess technically you could go 3 if you really wanted to count this, which kind of, I feel like you could make a wager for it. But technically it looks like you're breaking to the upside, which would be cool. Volume looks really good still. What I like about this is it does fit into the theory of like the initial breakout broke down and you consolidated and then you break out again and you kind of retest the breakout level and then continue to the upside. Like it didn't completely retrace all the way down to like where this thing freaking started. You know, there's actually like some established, we'll call it scaffolding, my analogy, to springboard off of. Now, my only concern, let's see, you got 1, 2, 3 breakdown, 1, 2, you were maybe in the middle of 3 actually. It's not quite a clean triangle. Like this one, this whole move could probably be put into like a nice triangle, nice symmetrical triangle. This one right here, if you are counting that as a third touch for what would normally be an upper trend line, you can't really connect those because your middle hump is too small, or maybe your first hump is too big. So let's forget about that for a minute. Maybe it's this. I kind of like that. So let's see if that becomes relevant or not. What would be interesting is if you do pull back here, are you going to get maybe a bounce off of 3? That's a nice psychological level to bounce off of as well. And then break to the upside, or even better, in my opinion, which with stocks we've seen the opposite, but maybe we get a breakout to the downside, a break back in, and then that becomes a fake out eventually. Because usually, like I pointed out a million times before, the first breakout is always a fake out. So breakout to the upside first would, be a little standoffish to me, but we've seen the opposite happen with stocks, so maybe that's not really relevant. And even with this one, this did break down, but it didn't take that long for it to grind it out and get higher, If you would have sold down here like a little weenie baby, then you'd be down right now. You'd be down bad. You would have sold and you could have literally been back in profit. Just in, what is that, a year? 312 days. Less than a year. Less than a year. I'm just saying. That's all it takes, man. That's actually the book that I've been listening to, the J.L. Collins book, Simple Path to Wealth. He talks about that all the time. It's really, really simple. As long as you hold on, you're good. And we actually asked Grok. Let me pull it back up because it's great info from Grok. I asked Grok, what's the average return of the S&P 500? And the average annual return of the S&P 500 in the last 30 years. Overall, it's 10.6. Actually, it's more, 10.02 long-term performance. I don't know. Adjusted for inflation, 6.7. If you count just the last 30 years, 10.4. So then I asked Grok 150 a week. If I put in 150 a week, compounded, how long would it take for me to get to $1 million? At 10.4% annually on average, which is average including the dot-com bubble, including 2008 financial crisis, the average return is 10.4% per year. It would only take you 26 years and 5 months to accumulate $1 million. $150 a week. I'm just saying. You just got to be patient. That's all it is. Maybe with crypto it might not be the case, but with stocks, it's all about patience. Mr. Roberts said, I'm eyeing it for now and might start buying DCA over the next couple months. $3 and I'm buying kind of hard. Oh, 100%. Especially if it gets down to $300, I'll probably buy some. For sure. Robotics, I think robotics are just going to do well in general. Let me actually... I'm gonna look into it a little more. Maybe add it to my portfolio. Okay. Guys, don't forget to avert your attention to the poll in the chat. We got 14 votes so far, 10 people watching. Also, smash the like button. I appreciate you guys for being here. Spread the word. We're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers before April. You got 3 months left. I asked you guys, where are you moving your money today? Your options are buying the Bitcoin dip, which is just crypto in general, rotating into gold and silver, holding cash / stablecoins, or panic selling everything. It's over. So far, buying the Bitcoin dip is winning. 50% of you guys, so 7 people said they're buying the Bitcoin dip, followed by holding cash stablecoins, that's 36%, and then rotating into gold and silver and panic selling everything. It's over, are tied, both with 7%. Let's move on. S&P 500, down 2.06% on the day, currently trading at 67.96. Now, we did see a drop coming today. We did not think it was going to be this dramatic. Japanese bond market kind of breaking things a little bit, but it is what it is. We got a confirmed red down at Market Saver right here. That kind of could have been taken as a really good signal to get the F out if you are a trader, which, again, I don't recommend with stocks specifically, but, you do you. So with the fractal, Ask Fractal 3.0, if you will, we are kind of looking for a bounce and a continuation of the upside. That's not to say it's going to come tomorrow, but give it like 3, 4, 5 candles, then personally looking for a bounce. So we'll see what we look like when the weekend comes along. We are almost oversold. We've had very, very uniform pullbacks this entire time, so this is not unhealthy. It actually looks really good. It is, definitely caused by outside factors, but what are you going to do? It's Kwame wants to look at Graph. Graph is one of the coins that's in one of our portfolios that we track on the channel. Graph is currently up 3.08% on the day. Since the dump began, it is down approximately 12.31%, which is not bad. It's actually right at about, I'm going to call it the mean reversion. We got a dump, And then we got like a choppy sideways breakout, and that choppy sideways breakout is at approximately 30. We're just gonna call it 38. 38 is probably the center of this whole situation right here. Well, we'll call it 39. 39 is pretty damn close, and we're kind of weaving in and out of that right now. So we've got inverse BART. We're going to continue to trade that way. We've seen that before with ETH. I remember charting that with ETH, actually. It was really interesting to watch it play out. But we'll see what happens. 37.16, getting back above 39 would put us on the positive side, but we have seen before where we grind down here for a minute and then get back up there, so maybe we do that again too. Anything's possible at this point. Let me keep this on there just for fun. Outside of that, we do have a green dot on the momentum wave pointing to the upside. Just barely reached oversold on Market Cipher. Money flow is negative, and you got a bullish crossover the moving average on the RSI after crawling out of oversold over here. So, what's happening? There we go. Okay. So, and you got a little bit of a double bottom on that RSI as well. We'll see if we break up, and if we do, can we get above 39? We're at 37.10 right now. Yeah, chart doesn't look bad. It's not in a downtrend, and we've talked about this before where we got our choppy downtrend and then our choppy side, or our downtrend and our choppy sideways breakout, and then that eventually results in a pop to the upside. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen with the graph, but it's a possibility. It's a concept. It's an idea that we've seen play out before. I also like this for a possible double bottom, W, which we've seen these play out with a lower low almost every single time. Every single time. Even this right here. This right here, you got bottom, and then you got lower low. How many people sold right here as soon as you broke this level, thinking that it was a lower low, and then it rebounded beautifully. Tricked a bunch of people, formed a bear flag. That bear flag broke to the downside. I'm just saying. Bitcoin up 0.94% still, kind of lingering 89,255 and 80 cents on the price, struggling. Actually, that was a liquidation point right there. That got hit. Interesting. Mr. Roberts, Tom Selleck Scout. I'll check out Robo and bots. Thanks, dude. Okay, Tom Selleck Scout said ETFs, Robo, or bots get broad exposure to robotics. I'm DCAing Robo. All right, that's good to know too. This is the most. I'm so self-aware that this is a boomer thing, but I take pictures of things that I want to remember, even though I never reference my pictures. But I'll know as soon as I'm done with the stream. Oh, I have to look at that picture, and then I'll see it and I'll do something about it. It feels very boomer. It feels like writing on a sticky note, which I will say, on my desk. I do have sticky notes. Slightly guilty about that as well. But I also don't care. So judge me. Okay. So we're liquidating a little bit of bears. We've got next in line 89,845. So let's change this. Whoops. 89,845. All right, there it is. Okay. Next. It's Kwame said 94K is going to hurt some people. You think we're going to 94? I mean, we're still in an uptrend. Bitcoin could, I would actually prefer it to come down to 87.3 and then bounce. Because we got a broader uptrend right here. 1, 2, this would be 3 hits. And I think I talked about that. That looks good to me. But we are oversold as well, so we could use a little bit of a breather. Tom Solscoat said grab was for JJ, but you can check it out, Roberts. What is grab? Oh, check stock grab. Okay, got it. Grab holdings. Tisha said, yo, did you watch this? Is this the thing? Oh, I did not watch this, no. I did watch the playlist that you sent the other day about investing. I watched most of that. Listened to it, I guess I should say. Tom Soxfield said, just wanted to check the chart out. Okay, so this is definitely, I would consider that a buy if I was serious about, like, if I knew about this and I saw it right at this level, I would buy easily. There's a very clear curve happening. And that curve can switch it up pretty fast. I can't really draw it pretty. I'll just leave the first one. The first one looks good. RSI, not quite oversold. It was for a second though, and it got a nice little bounce. You've got, ooh, okay. I can cheat right here. Ready? Technically speaking, there is bullish divergence right here because this RSI is definitely lower than that one. So you got a little bit of bullish div, like an eyedropper of bullish divergence, and that's because this is barely lower, but it is a point and it is lower. Your momentum wave on Market Cipher is oversold. No green dot yet. Your red dot is still in play. And you got that red dot on Thursday, January 8th. So it seems like this thing sold off and is currently consolidating. And again, that's not to say that that is the exact bottom at the moment. It could go lower, I'm sure. We've seen it before. But it looks good, man. This thing, I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was news driven. October, oh, this had to have been the pandemic, right? 2021. This poor thing, it looks like it launched, or at least got listed on the NASDAQ in 2020. Let's see. It's doing great, bad, bad, great, bad, really bad, and then it slowly climbs up out of it. Interesting. So it's one of these that's still way low. I'm assuming they didn't do a split because it's not really that low. At 451, it kind of, I mean, it listed around 12, 13 bucks, so it's not even that bad. It looks really good, actually. If you're a stock guy, you might think that this is crazy, but I'm a crypto guy. I've seen way worse than this. This looks like an opportunity to me. Look at that volume tick up as well with that price increase. I'm just saying. Evan said giveaway? What are you giving away, Evan? What are you giving away, buddy? 451. What do they do? Grab Holdings Limited. Yeah, I don't know. I like the chart. The chart looks great to me. And this is what's nice about looking at something that I know nothing about and I don't own. I can look at it completely unbiased. I can say this thing was once up here, it's way down here now. It's a buy. Whereas if it's something that I had held or had some kind of like emotional or just like previous mental attachment to, and I saw it down 50, 60, 80, 100%, I would be like, wow, this looks like crap. I never want to touch this. And that's the opposite thought that you should have when something looks bad. When the chart is down, you should probably buy it. Tom Selleck Scott said, look at the comments there. The DoorDash. Oh, yes, my bad. Okay. Grab was for JJ, but you could grab is the DoorDash of Asia. Okay. Yes. You could get it. Okay. They do a lot of. I guess that they would, wouldn't they? Okay. I've purchased more than I should at 450. I mean, that doesn't seem like a bad thing if we're being real. I guess the only thing that you would be really sketched out with is if the Asian economy is really as bad off as our current administration says, in which case you might be in for a little bit of pain for a short period of time. But again, it goes back to the book. Those times don't last. So as long as you hold through it, 9 times out of 10, you'll probably be okay. Now, with individual stocks, it doesn't necessarily apply. A lot of the book is based off of indexes, like the Vanguard entire stock market index and the S&P 500. Jay Wes Adventure said, "You are speaking about gas, JJ. I just bought it. I am retarded."
Donating this money to buy Dawn for Brawls. Also giveaway in the Discord lol.
Thank you very much, Mr. Zach. Cheers. Did it look like I was going to take my hat off? Just trying to push it down further. I was like, oh, it probably looked like I was about to go cheers. Thank you very much, Mr. Zach, donating this money to buy dong for brawls. Also, giveaway in the Discord. Appreciate you, my friend. Guys, if you haven't already, go check out the dong Discord. It's a ton of fun. Dixie has built a monstrosity over there, and it genuinely is a fun time. Jay was Adventure said, nice Mohar. Tom Salk Scout said, as long as they don't start delivering bats, I think I'm okay. That's pretty funny. That's good stuff. I saw some funny stuff earlier, man. Some guy, I think that's what it was. Some guy on Twitter was like, just finished my taxes. I have $4,673 to Somalia. I was like, oh shoot. Why is that so true? And then there was another one. It was like Trump giving away. I'm not a political person, so I just find these funny because they're funny. So if you're offended that I'm laughing at this, I don't really care. But it was Trump, like in Greenland. There was like Greenland behind him, and he's sitting at a desk writing down checks, or writing checks. And there's like a piece of paper on the front of the desk that says 100K for each Greenlander. And the second guy in line is Zelensky. It's like, oh shoot. They're just like, dude. Zelensky's out here catching strays. All right, deck screener. Gas. Let's go take a look at gas on deck screener. I can't spell. Gas. Gas town. Oh boy. Well. 5 minute has nothing, 24 hours down 7.11%. There is 75K in liquidity, which is 10%? Yeah, that's 10% liquidity, which is quite enormous. It does look really, really bad. Here's my concern is people are removing liquidity. But it does say that this is locked. Yeah, so that's good. So you're okay there. I don't know who that is. I would just be careful. It looks like there might be people with a very big chunk of supply, maybe? I don't know. See, I don't know if these are burn addresses. I don't know what they are. Just be careful. Chart? I can't really say anything about the chart. It looks like it pumped and dumped. Yeah. There's nothing to say. That is a 85.89% candle. I'm just saying. All right, Bitcoin 89, 123 and 67 cents. Tishu said, "Oh, the hopes and dreams pattern." Drummer said, "Where in Discord?" So the dong. Let me actually. So if you guys are part of my Discord, I will share the dong Discord in my Discord so that you guys can join, and then you guys can go check out. They do all kinds of fun stuff. Dixie Flatline in the dong Discord. He can help you if you have any questions. I'm going to copy. The link expires in 7 days. I'm not going to worry about making that permanent. So in my Discord, bam, if you guys want to join the dong Discord, lots of fun here. The link is in my Discord. All right. Let's see. It's Kwame. J.W.S. Adventure said, "Oh, would anyone buy that chart? Only a retard would. That's me, lol." It's Kwame said, "Well, you're on Dex. Can you check out Scrap?" Mohar said, "All they have to do is hit participate and they are entered." What? I thought they had to... Oh, for the giveaway. Okay, yes. Yeah, guys, go join the giveaway. It's a fun time over there. Let's go take a look at Scrap really quick, and then we're going to get into the news segment. Scrap on XRPL. I actually know nothing about the Ripple ecosystem. This is completely new to us. Whew. You said you made a ton of money on this. That's awesome. Yeah, there was definitely opportunity here for sure. I do like that it didn't necessarily die either. It had several resurrections, is what I would call it. It's down 5.26%. There's no trading volume today. 21 transactions in the last 24 hours, I'm assuming. Yeah, see, the only thing I don't like about this is that I can't see the top holders and all that stuff, and that's because it's Ripple. It's like it's a different ecosystem. So if there was like a DEX screener on the Ripple network, I feel like they'd be able to show me that stuff. Kind of like Tab Tools with Cardano. But it is what it is. Yeah, not much to say about this, honestly. It's kind of, I would call it bottomed out, I suppose. This seems to be the level where it likes to linger. So if you're a gambler, you know, you might buy for a pop, but is that pop going to be big enough? Because they are decreasing in value over time. This one got bigger, this one got smaller, this one got smaller. Maybe that's it. Maybe the next one's going to be little teeny tiny. Just be careful. All right, news segment. Kwame said, Mohar, when will the giveaway be done? That's probably happening right now. He's probably in there, actually. Tom Salkscoat said, LOL, these coins we were looking at. And I thought I was a degen. We used to have a whole segment dedicated to meme coins, man. I still have all of them in my wallet. They're worthless. Okay, this one was really funny. This guy, Peter Schiff, was like, what's happening with silver is about to happen. What's happening with silver is about to happen with Bitcoin, only in reverse. Silver's spectacular rise will usher in Bitcoin's catastrophic collapse. Don't say I didn't warn you. And this guy said, Peter, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for warning me about the dangers of Bitcoin in 2013 when it was $300. At the time, I had $30,000 to my name and was ready to invest, but I saw you on CNBC saying it was a bubble. So instead of buying 100 Bitcoins, I bought 1,500 ounces of silver. I am very grateful I made the decision because now those 1,500 ounces of silver are worth $141,000 and I'm close to being able to afford a down payment on a house. Meanwhile, if I had bought Bitcoin instead, my portfolio would have crashed by over 3 million in just the last 3 months, and I would be down to only my last 9.5 million, which would have totally destroyed my hunger and drive. Thank you. That is poetry, guys. I've never seen. I think that's the best post I've ever seen on X. This one was really funny. Kramer, what's going on in there? He wants Greenland, Jerry. Kalshi posted, average age of a new hire is 42. So I'm not gonna be mean. I'm not gonna be mean. I guess I'm lucky to have a job at the moment. Over $1.3 billion. Is that billion or trillion? That is million. That's billion. That is trillion. Over $1.3 trillion wiped out from the U.S. stock market today. Wow. JY's Adventure said Peter Schiff was right all along. It's Kwame said, I'm hoping for it to go crazy again. If the XRPL gets some attention. 42. Yeah, the average. That's also, I believe that is the average first-time homebuyer age as well. Gold reaches new all-time high of 4,690. 469. Nice. X officially open sources its new algorithm powered by Grok. I can't read, man. I'm literally, I think I'm mid-stroke. And it's like happening over the course of like a year. Like the entire cryptocurrency market. I'm just slowly going to get more and more effed up. Bitcoin falls under $92,000. That's, remember, 92K? Gold reaches $4,700 for the first time in history. Elon Musk says the X algorithm is dumb and needs massive improvements. I'm glad he's aware. Tom Selleck-Scott said Kenny Rogers' Chicken Roasters is one of the best Seinfeld episodes of all time. I think one of my favorites is with is that a Pac-Man game cabinet? That one's great. Mohar said when JJ Rant video. Zach, I sent you that the hidden FUD video that we're not going to talk about. I'm thinking about publishing that one. $100 million liquidated from the crypto market in the past 60 minutes. That was 19 hours ago. Silver reaches new all-time high of $95. Very cool. Michael Saylor's strategy buys 22,305 Bitcoin worth $2 billion. LOL stroke coin. Long on stroke. Danish pension fund Admiral Akbar pension to sell all U.S. treasuries. Dang. Tom Lee's Bitmine buys 35,000. I'm gonna get in trouble. Buys 35,628 ETH worth $110 million. Mr. Roberts said Bitcoin keeping us all mid-stroke. Tom Selleck's code said Frogger. Not okay, yes, Frogger. And yes, also one of the best. You know, I knew it had something with him crossing the street. I don't know why I said Pac-Man. Tom Lee. What an adorable little teddy bear. Gold reaches new all-time high of $4,750. Vinegar strokes. Look it up. Oh God. Is that a thing? I put olive oil on my pierogies. Slang term for a strained facial expression during orgasm. That's great. Okay. Dude, I don't remember. If you're ever bored, just browse Urban Dictionary. You learn a lot. It's fun time too, especially if you have a spouse. Just you and your spouse. Just browse Urban Dictionary. Learn about the rusty trombone and the I don't know. There's too many of them, man. There's too many. The rolling brownout. Treasury Secretary Bessent says U.S. government will add seized Bitcoin to its digital asset reserves. What about the stroked Bitcoin? What about that? Supreme Court will not issue a ruling on President Trump's tariffs today. My favorite thing in the world is a Trump tariff thing. They were like, the Supreme Court's not going to issue a ruling on Trump tariffs next week. And then, like, yesterday and the day before, they were like, the Supreme Court might issue a ruling on Trump's tariffs on Tuesday. And everyone's like, what? What? And then they're like, the Supreme Court's not going to issue a ruling on Trump's tariffs today. And everyone's like, we knew that. You literally said that last week. It's like they run out of news. Tom Selleck's quote said JJ just can't read or do math. We're actually pretty lucky he doesn't just stare into the camera and drool. Yeah, that's pretty accurate, honestly. Next, we've got Bitcoin falls under 90K as $190 million liquidated from the crypto market in the past 60 minutes. Dang. Yeah. I do want to point out how crazy it is that Bitcoin dropped like 5% and alts dropped 5% as well. Usually Bitcoin drops 5% and alts drop like 20. So I don't know what is happening. And you can see that depicted in Bitcoin dominance just with this big monstrous candle. And maybe it's just a few alts that I was paying attention to, but it got weird for a minute. It got real weird. Next. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick expects the U.S. economy to grow over 5% this quarter. Drummer said, what wallet has dong? I would recommend either Vesper wallet or Lace. I'm a Lace guy. A lot of people recommend Vesper, though, so set up a Vesper wallet. It is a Cardano native, so you will probably have to set up the Vesper wallet, send ADA to the wallet, and then you can go to Tap Tools and swap directly through Tap Tools. Swap your ADA for dong. Or not that. Swap your ADA for dong. Which is right here. And this is all powered by Dex Hunter, which is a aggregator. Dex aggregator. So you get the best price. France supports suspending the EU's trade deal with the US. We know you said this like 3 times. Like every day you're saying it. Just chill. Jim Cramer tells investors to buy today. Thank you, Jim Cramer. Hopefully he was talking about the bottom. He also said today was going to be a bad day, and it was bad, which never happened before. J.Y.'s Avenger said, I sent new token to your wallet. Can you look at it, please? On Sol. I sent you $10 of retail. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Whoa, 321%. Holy cow. What in the world? Is this a game? If it's a game, that's pretty sick. This looks like AI. X221 said, JJ, it's over. We are going down. I'm looking for a 70K bottom, John. Not financial advice. Fully diluted value. Market cap 38K liquidity. That is more than 10%. Interesting. Okay. Should be 19.9K. So the liquidity pool is huge. It's almost 20%. Almost have a 20% liquidity pool. Holders. It's on Sol, so we can actually see everything. This is... There you go. That's it. That's your liquidity pool. It doesn't have a contract next to it, which is a little alarming, but it does say it's locked right here, so good. Okay, so that's good. And then next best, we got 4.65. Yeah, so this is somebody that loaded up. So be careful with that guy. He's got a very large portion of the supply. He could take 25% out and wipe that floor. This guy's loaded up too. Yeah, be careful with these holders. I can't really say much about the chart. It's a pretty hefty chart. That's a big ass candle. 273% candle. Wow. The casino is always open, baby. Let's go. Yeah, looks good. It's exciting. It's probably overbought for sure. 150 buyers, 125 sellers. Buyers outweighing the sellers. That's good. That's what you want to see. Just in European Union, preparing to announce historic trade deal with India. Some call it the mother of all deals. Wow. Kwame said, ooh, look at that candle. Yeah, it's a nice one. We haven't seen green in so long. We're like, what is it? What? Like knocking on it. Oh. Oh. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink says global elites have lost the public's trust. You think? Peter Schiff says U.S. financial crisis worse than 2008 is coming this year. What a guy, what a guy. S&P 500 erases all of its 2026 gains. Donald Trump is officially effed midterms. Unless he pulls off some miracle. Unless he pulls off some miracle. If I get a $2,000 check in the mail, I will be a little less peeved. But they better hurry up and print those damn checks. President Trump says the U.S. will not have a trade deficit next year because of tariffs. CFTC Chair Michael Seelig says Congress is very close to passing crypto market structure legislation. Nobody cares anymore. Over $1.3 trillion wiped out from the U.S. stock market today. That is a lot of money, guys. That is so much money. History has been made. Jim Cramer finally made an accurate prediction. He said, probably 2-3 days ago, get ready for a bad market open. And then the stock market wiped out $1.3 trillion. Wow. Amazing. Congratulations, Jim Cramer, for being right for the first time in your entire goddamn life. What a guy. Steak and Shake announces hourly Bitcoin bonus of 21 cents for its employees. This is actually really cool. This is one of the coolest things I've seen. Literally for every dollar, or I'm sorry, for every hour an employee works, they are paying that employee an extra 21 cents worth of Bitcoin. And I think that they have to work there for 2 years. It like matures after 2 years or something like that. But that's pretty cool. It's Kwame said, should we listen to him now? I'm not sure, man. They're ruining everyone's expectations. We were supposed to get a 4-year bull market with a blow off top and altcoin euphoria. We didn't get that. We were supposed to not listen to Jim Cramer. We didn't get that. Peter Schiff was supposed to be always wrong. We didn't get that. 2025 is the year of, what's it called? Offset expectations. And I don't know what to do about it. Is Donald Trump going to be the greatest president of all time because everyone's expecting a complete shit show from this point forward? That's entirely possible. Nothing is off the table at this point. Bitcoin fell under $88,000. We are back above it. We're at $89,116. We did reach a low of $87,895 and 98 cents. Elon Musk says Tesla's mission to build universal high income. Tesla's mission is to build universal high income. Here's my question. Why would Tesla, like is he confused? Am I confused? Why would Tesla give a shit about anyone's income? Is he talking about that for like his employees? Am I the only one confused about that? Because it is quite confusing. Like, I legit... Tesla universal high income has nothing to do with anything. Mr. Roberts said, Tom Selkscoat, I see the bots and Robo. Same chart pattern. I'll do a little DCA down to 50 and 100. Not a bad call, dude. Cheers. Well, I want to play. All right, let's see. We've got the Bitcoin Wyckoff Spring will time with gold topping at $5,000 and silver at $100, according to Marty Party. So we'll see what happens. I don't mind that prediction. Seems interesting. Joe as Adventure said, "Can I ask you to play some Rekill to end off the stream, JJ? Is it a game? Is that too much? That might be too much. I'll check it out though." It's Kwame said, "Should we listen to him now?" Joe as Adventure said, "It's actually fun." Mohar said, "I have to ask Dixie about something. I heard a subscription model for full self-driving." Yes, it's like a time-based thing. You have until like February 1st to buy a Tesla, and then after that, fully self-driving is going to be paid month to month. So anyone that buys a car after that is going to be month to month. Bitcoin Wyckoff accumulation. This is according to Marty Party. This is his theory right now, and he's been scooting it. I guess he hasn't been hiding the fact that he's scooting it, but he's just kind of posting it, and we just look at it. It's an idea. As of right now, he's saying we're at January 15th top, and we're looking for February 8th-ish bottom, around 77K-ish. We'll see what plays out. He also said, "You are not buying because you need it now. You are buying because you will need it in 5 years' time. By then, it will be unaffordable. Make sure it's in self-custody. Focus." Very cool. Joe as Adventure said, "Yes, it's a game you can play on Dex. Just hit website, goes right to the game." Kobe SU letter posted, "Retail investor bullish sentiment is through the roof. I don't know where these retail investors are. 49.5% of individual investors expressed a bullish stock market outlook over the next 6 months in the latest AAII survey, the highest since November 2024. This marks the 6th week of the last 7 during which bullish sentiment has remained above long-term average of 37.5%. It's Kwame said, "I need it now." What the F? You need what now? The spring or the universal high income? I definitely need the universal high income as well. Let's both email Musk, see if he responds. If we both do it, he'll have no choice. Oh, okay, delicious. Excuse me, I have to see if my family is home because I heard a spooky sound. Again, I swear to God, I don't know why this keeps happening during my stream. All right. Meanwhile, bearish sentiment fell to 28.2%, the second lowest since November 2024. This marks the 3rd consecutive weekly reading below the average of 31%. Bullish sentiment has now outpaced bearish sentiment for 7 consecutive weeks, the longest streak in 14 months. Retail investors are historically bullish. Again, I don't know where these retail investors are, but I'm excited for them. Good for them. I will say, my stock portfolio definitely, hang on, waiting for it. There we go. My stock portfolio has been embarrassingly sideways. It has not changed in value for over 3 months. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. I don't know how that has happened. I guess it's held up better than my crypto portfolio, but what is the point in investing in anything if the number does not move? Kwame said the spring. The tweet said, "We don't need it now. We will need it in 5 years." Oh, the money. I will say though, getting a little philosophical here. It is important to focus on things you can control. Right now, we can't control the market, so what do? Personally, I go work more hours. I get side gigs. I generate more income elsewhere. That way, I can either spend more money dollar cost averaging or just have money for going to the movies, touching grass, doing whatever. Or snow, I guess. It's winter right now and I live in Michigan. But that's my personal philosophy. Joe as I said, "You can sell the Rekill I sent you anytime as well, by the way." Okay, U.S. productivity is surging. U.S. labor productivity soared by an annualized 4.9% in Q3 2025, the strongest pace in 2 years. This follows an upwardly revised 4.1% increase in Q2, marking the 2nd consecutive quarter with productivity gains in 4%, above 4%. Unit labor costs, which signal how much a company pays workers to produce 1 unit of output, fell 1.9% in Q3, following a decline in Q2, the first back-to-back decline since 2019. This comes as many businesses are using new technology and equipment to improve worker efficiency. The combination of rising productivity and falling labor costs should ease inflationary pressure from wages while supporting economic growth. However, this also signals that companies can effectively grow without the need to add new workers. Exactly. Has the AI productivity boom arrived? Probably, and this is what I'm concerned about with the ISM manufacturers PMI. I don't know if we're going to be able to use that to measure anything anymore, because if workers are being replaced with robots, then manufacturing, which the ISM manufacturers PMI measures 20% of the data is new, or it is employment. So if 20% of the data is skewed, we might not enter expansion ever again. Which is where Elon's universal high income comes into play, and whatever the hell, BS he feels like pulling out of his ass. Until I get a check from Tesla for whatever his idea of universal high income is, I don't really care. Russia's President Putin says President Trump has asked him to join the Board of Peace. That's adorable. Look at how cute they are. Denmark deploys more troops to Greenland after President Trump imposes new tariffs and demands complete and total control of Greenland. 10-year note yield surges to 4.26%, the highest level since September 2025. Keep watching the bond market. President Trump does not want higher yields. That is true. And he is legitimately, he's gonna ruin midterms if they don't. I don't know what, I don't know if it's just really bad timing with the Greenland thing and the Japanese yields, but it looks like he caused this huge dump in the stock market, and people have short-term memory, man. The fact that the last 20 days were erased in gains for the stock market is not looking good right now. So if we're heading into midterms down or even just flat, people probably aren't going to vote for the side that's responsible for that. And right now it looks like his side is responsible for it. I'm just saying, if I was in PR, I would be telling him that right now. I'd be like, bro, you gotta cut some checks or pump some bags or something. Market participation is rapidly improving. Zach said Drummer won the Dong giveaway first try. No way. No freaking way, dude. That's actually insane. I didn't even participate. Damn you. I haven't won a single thing. Actually lost a bunch of money in the damn Dong Brawls the other day. That's awesome. Congratulations, Drummer. Market participation is rapidly improving. 63% of S&P 500 stocks are outperforming in the index year to date. That's crazy. The highest since 2001. That's not a good metric. This is also the third strongest reading in at least 75 years. This marks a dramatic reversal from the extreme concentration seen in 2023, 2024, and 2025. It seems like an annual thing, does it not? When only 29%, 29%, and 31% of stocks beat the index respectively. The current reading is also well above the historical average of 45% since the 1970s. The only other time market breadth was this strong was during 2000 to 2002, during the dot-com crash. The market rally may finally be broadening beyond mega-cap stocks. Good. Mr. Roberts said, JJ, funny story for you. So I try to teach my little ones about investing as much as they can stand, and I asked my youngest last year what will happen with Bitcoin. She said, well, Dad, it will go up, go down, or go sideways. I laughed my ass off. That's hilarious. I cannot talk to my family about crypto at all. They don't care, which sucks. But also, I'm grateful for it now because I don't want to talk about it. Bitcoin 89,065. That's good, dude. That's good. You should put that on a shirt. That's adorable. Gold futures surged to a record 4,700 an ounce as trade war tensions escalate. Mr. Roberts, the book that I've been listening to, the Simple Path to Wealth by J.L. Collins, I believe he actually wrote the book for his daughter when she was 18 or 19 years old. So that was pretty cool. A little fun fact for you. Gold is now up 78% over the last 12 months. It's one of the best runs in history. That's awesome. President Trump says he had a very good phone call with the Secretary General of NATO regarding Greenland, and he has agreed to a meeting with various parties in Switzerland. President Trump is preparing for step number 8 of our tariff playbook with perfect timing. Hopefully, they hurry the hell up because I don't want to wait 2 weeks. President Trump posts a text message he received from France's President Macron. I do not understand what you are doing on Greenland. Let us try to build great things. Macron then sets up a meeting with Trump in Switzerland, including Ukraine, Denmark, Syria, and Russia. But also, I think I have it in the news segment as well. He's quoted saying that he will not talk to Donald Trump in Davos, which I thought was weird. That's a weird approach. I'm not talking. Don't talk to me. Like, do you want to talk or no? Are you 4? What is this? Are we in middle school, bro? Like, there's got to be at least one level head. U.S. stock market futures extend losses to hit new session lows, with the NASDAQ 100 now down 1.6% on trade war concerns. The Dow is nearing a minus 700-point loss on the day. U.S. Treasury Secretary Bessent issues a warning to Europe regarding Greenland. As I said on April 2nd, the worst thing countries can do is escalate against the United States. As a reminder, April 2nd was President Trump's Liberation Day. And like I pointed out, he liberated us from volume and profits. So thank you. This is is this 250 years? America's 250 years old this year? The stock market better close green, man. I swear, for 2026, the stock market better close green. Mr. Roberts said that's cool. I'll check the book out. Thanks, bro. If you want to buy the physical one, I have a link in the description. I do get a kickback if you use that link off Amazon. Otherwise, if you have Amazon Prime, you can download the audiobook for free with Audible. President Trump provides... I'm sorry. Making stuff up again. President Trump posts a picture of map with Canada, Greenland, and Venezuela as part of the United States. So, yeah, that happened. Let's see. President Trump threatens 200% tariffs on France after France's President Macron declines to join his board of peace. That's crazy. Listen, man, if you don't want to come to my birthday party, that's fine. But also, your parents, I sent an invoice. I emailed an invoice to your parents. You don't have to attend my birthday party, but you're going to pay. One way or another. I'm getting a present. Reporter, any response to Macron saying he will not join the Board of Peace? If they feel hostile, I'll put a 200% tariff on his wines and champagnes. Is that all we import from? What about the baguettes, man? What about the French fries? That's funny. Silver officially rises above $95 an ounce for the first time in history as the historic run accelerates. Silver prices are now up 230% since the start of 2025. Hell yeah. Danish pension fund, I think it said Admiral Akbar Pension, announces they will sell all U.S. treasuries by month end, citing rising credit risk under President Trump. The fund's CIO says U.S. finances are no longer sustainable due to weak fiscal discipline, a softer dollar, and Trump's push for Greenland. Smart. I'm just saying. Smart tactics. France's President Macron, on speaking to President Trump, I do not intend to speak to President Trump at Davos. Just hours ago, President Trump posted a screenshot of text message from Macron asking to meet at Davos. That's what I'm talking about. What is he talking about, bro? Are these people all crazy? They're all selfish assholes, as far as I'm concerned. Every last one of them. Natural gas prices surged 28% as an Arctic air mass approaches the U.S., now on track for the third largest daily gain in history. Temperatures will be up to 25 degrees Fahrenheit below average in the Northeast and Midwest U.S. Make sure you guys stay warm. And if you guys are at all in like the southern eastern portion of the United States, prepare. Apparently you guys are about to get hit with a really bad storm this week, so be careful. I don't know why, for some reason in the winter I get really into the weather and I like watch weather channels, so much so that my My YouTube recap for 2025 straight up said that I watched the shit out of these weather channels, and it had been like 12 months since I'd watched them. Like 10, 11, 12 months. France's foreign minister says France supports the EU Parliament's wish to suspend the trade deal between the US and EU. We know. The U.S. Supreme Court decides not to issue highly anticipated ruling on legality of President Trump's tariffs today. We know that as well. This marks the third straight time the ruling was not released as expected. There it is. The 10-year note yield officially hits 4.3% for the first time since September 2nd. Yields are rising sharply on concerns over U.S.-EU trade relations, just as we saw in April 2025. In our tariff playbook below, we explain with the 10-year note yield is the ultimate indicator. When the 10-year note yield rises into Trump's warning zone, he implements a pause on tariffs for bond markets to normalize. This zone is still well above current levels, as outlined below, but worth noting, Trump does not want higher yields, especially during midterm election year. That is true. We are not going to get lower mortgage rates with higher yields either. Gold futures officially surged above $4,750 an ounce for the first time in history, now up another 10% this month. Gold has now added $15 trillion in market cap in 12 months. Just for scale, $15 trillion added to Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin's market cap? Would basically be, I think, $750,000. Maybe a little bit less. It would be more than $600,000 Bitcoin, which is crazy. So just for scale, just remember that. This is absolutely insane. If President Trump acquires Greenland, the landmass of the United States would increase by 22%, and the U.S. now controls Venezuela, which is 10% the size of the U.S. Adding both territories would increase the U.S.'s control of 1.18 million square miles of land. This is the equivalent of adding 1/3 of the existing United States to its current size. The U.S. has never in its history gained control of that much land in a single year. By comparison, the Louisiana Purchase in 1803 added 830,000 square miles of land, or 30% less. That's a lot of land. That is a lot of land. Breaking. The NASDAQ Composite Index, or the NASDAQ Composite extends its decline to a new low of the day, now down 2% as President Trump remains firm on new EU tariffs. It keeps coming back to rare earths. Greenland holds an estimated 1.5 million metric tons of rare earth reserves. This makes Greenland the 8th largest holder of rare earth reserves. Even more important, Greenland had effectively zero rare earth production in 2025. Production is near zero due to lack of funding and necessary infrastructure. Greenland is estimated to have up to $5 trillion worth of natural resources. This is the equivalent to roughly 20% of US GDP, and almost entirely untapped. Greenland is incredibly valuable. Mr. Roberts said, that's cool. I'll check the book out. Thanks, bro. Gotta run. Peace, y'all. Take it easy, Mr. Roberts. Appreciate you. Happy Tuesday, my friend. Cheers. Oh, delicious. Okay. All right. President Trump just now said, how far, or the reporter asked him, how far are you willing to go to acquire Greenland? He said, you'll find out. The S&P 500 falls over 2% in its worst day since October 2025, which is when we had October 10th, extremely giga bear market dumpy candle on Bitcoin, which sent it near zero on some exchanges, which is not a joke. Erasing $1.2 trillion of market cap, that's a lot of money. Breaking, Netflix stock falls over 5% after reporting Q4 2025 earnings number go down. And they just lost Stranger Things, which was like their flagship, like their first big show. So that's a big deal. This is unprecedented. If President Trump acquires Greenland and controls Venezuela, the U.S. would gain control of 1.2 million square miles of land. This is 42% larger than the Louisiana Purchase, the largest U.S. acquisition ever. What's next? Let us explain. It's basically rare earth they're talking about again. Bitcoin falls toward 89,000 as another $650 million worth of leveraged longs are liquidated in 24 hours. Bitcoin is now down 6K in 48 hours. That's a big decline. Whale alert. A Satoshi era wallet holding 909 Bitcoin worth 84.6 million just woke up after 13.2 years. Bitcoin's 13-year gains, 13,900x, crushed S&P 500's 481% and 150% in gold. That's huge. $12 trillion Vanguard's Group Value Index Fund bought 1.23 million MicroStrategy shares worth $202.5 million for the first time. For the first time, we see somebody who is like revered in the space actually purchase MicroStrategy, which is crazy. Strategy added 22,305 Bitcoin, bringing their total holdings to 709,715 Bitcoin as of January 19th, 2026. Pretty cool. Crypto added 1.4 billion to the Trump family's wealth, now making up 20% of their $6.8 billion net worth. And we all continue to suffer. Gold's rally continues as prices surge past 4,750 per ounce, setting a new record high. Howard Lutnick said he believes the U.S. economy is on track to grow more than 5% GDP this quarter. Tom Lee's Bitmine adds 35,268 ETH last week, taking total ETH holdings to 4,203,036 Ethereum. Tether minted another 1 billion USDT on Tron, taking year-to-date issuance to $2 billion. I'm not going to lie, I've started to think about this, and the fact that no one ever talks about or uses Tron, but it's in the top 10, and I'm pretty sure Justin Sun owns like 60% of it. It seems to me like Justin Sun is just like converting his Tron to stables so that the price doesn't dump, but also so he doesn't lose value, which is kind of crazy. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong says he remains optimistic Congress can still pass a comprehensive U.S. crypto bill despite opposing last week's draft. I don't think it's going to happen. At least not this month. Jim Cramer says if Treasury Secretary Bessent gets his way, investors should be buying today. Does he know what Bessent is trying to do? I'm confused. Supreme Court of the United States delays ruling on tariffs with a possible decision in February. Trump says the U.S. will not run a trade deficit next year. This one's kind of interesting. Grayscale filed an S1 with the SEC to launch a Grayscale NEAR trust. NEAR is one of the coins that I think we maybe removed from the watch list. Yes, we did. So that was interesting. Bitcoin, $89,173.40. Next. Starting March 1st, we read this earlier, but it's still really cool. Starting March 1st, Steak and Shake will give hourly employees at company-owned locations a Bitcoin bonus of 21 cents per hour worked, with payouts vesting after 2 years. That's really, really cool. Stock Money Lizards posted Bitcoin TA standpoint only. Current weekly candle is bearish engulfing. Price got rejected at the weekly exponential moving average, the 50 exponential moving average. Price rejected at the upper trend line of the bear flag. These days, a tweet or some news have the power to invalidate whole chart setups. We will see what is coming in the Trade War 2.0 and what will be negotiated. But the way this administration has been dealing with these things, it seems likely there are heavy swings and counter moves possible. In a nutshell, TA says we can swipe these lows. Macro context and news will likely determine where we are going from there. Interesting. Very interesting. Is that 44K? Is that what that's for? That's crazy. I hope that's not what he's talking about. That's insane. Maybe 44K is that price level? I don't know. Next, we got Bitcoin going to 33 million. This is just a cool post. Bitcoin is going to 33 million. That does not mean you are holding to 10 million. You will not. Almost nobody will. You might buy at 95K. You will sell at 150K. Some of you at 200K. Some of you at 300K. Most of you will sell at 500K because it feels irresponsible not to. You will improve your life. You will help your family. You will enjoy the money. That does not change where Bitcoin is going because one Bitcoin is one Bitcoin, which is awesome. Drummer said, I moved USDT on Tron because it was the cheapest. I don't know about now. So you just moved and pieced out, which means the market cap should not be as high as it is if everybody's just doing that. Drummer said, I won the giveaway. I saw that. That's awesome, dude. Congratulations. Now you have to make a Cardano wallet. We got it, boys. I've never won, by the way. I've never won a giveaway, and I've lost all the dong brawls and dong duels. It's totally rigged. I'm calling the manager. Trending Bitcoin posted our Livermore chart, which I think is maybe still in play. I don't know. How low can we go here? This was at 93 when he posted it. Julius posted Bitcoin is at its lowest valuation relative to liquidity since the bear market bottom. Makes sense. Actually, bear market bottom, it looks like we poked out of that a little bit, so we could definitely go lower for sure. Next, the media is claiming today's market carnage is Greenland. It's not Greenland, it's Japan. Bitcoin trades 24/7. Japan bond market is collapsing. Bitcoin bull run begins according to AO Bitcoin analysis. They're looking for a breakout, retest, chop up, and then eventual explosion. Looks like maybe July, August. That'd be pretty cool. We'll see what happens. Mustache posted altcoins friendly reminder. Total 2 has completed a bullish MACD cross. Excuse me. Every time it has made a bullish cross in the MACD, altcoins have always risen by nearly 100% or more. Just look at the past few years. Patience, it's coming. We've been very patient. Just want to point that out. We've been very patient. Russell 2000 is at all-time highs. Altcoins tend to follow this index. Will this time be different? That is a good question. Yeah, Russell 2000 broke through all-time highs. Total 3, altcoin market cap. It looks like it did it already. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Stock market timber took a big fat dump. Reno. Silver soared to $95 for the first time in history. Hell yeah. Japan, we have a problem. 40-year bond yield soars to 4.215%, the highest level in history. U.S. dollar plunging below its 200-day moving average, which happens to be right at about 98.72. Gold soars to new all-time high, 4769.9. Very cool. This one's hilarious. Peter Schiff looking at Michael Saylor. President Trump has announced that he plans to issue $2,000 tariff dividend checks to middle-class Americans without congressional approval. We'll see what happens. G. Immortal said, "What's up, JJ? Gold, again, all-time high now." Yes, that is true. Very big. Silver, down 1%, 93.60. Gold, I'm concerned at the slow growth rate of silver at this point. Yeah, dude, gold is shredding. Bitcoin falls 2K in minutes as $630 million worth of levered longs are liquidated over the last 60 minutes. That was 4 hours ago. Bitcoin is back below 87K, now down 9% in 48 hours. Back above, it's actually 189.90 cents right now. And last but not least, President Trump signs executive order to prevent big corporations from buying up single-family homes. Yay! Well, watch bond yields explode, so that way nobody can get houses still because mortgage rates are going to be through the roof. Portfolio update. The 1K to 10K Grok portfolio is currently down $536, 53.6%. Best performer is Solana, down 25. Worst performer is Aptos, down 74. Then we've got the meme coin portfolio down 619, 61.9%. Doge is down $94. GigaChad, worst performer, down 171. Wow. Then we've got the narrative portfolio, my favorite and the best performer, currently down 209, which is 40.5%, I think. Nope, 41.8%. The best performer is Tau, down $18 or 18%. Worst performer is VeChain, down $62 or 62%. And last but not least, the knife catching portfolio, currently down, really? 465, 46.5%. Interesting. Best performer here is Chainlink, down $19 or 19%. Worst performer here is Avalanche, down $65 or 65%. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Bitcoin, $89,257.55. Let's see if we can climb out of this hole, or if we're going to continue to be miserable and shat on by the President of the United States and the entire country of Japan. Guys, I'm going to call it. I'm a sleepy boy, and I'm probably not going to go to bed at all. I'm probably going to play video games or something. Try to unwind a little bit. So, it is Tuesday as well. You guys know I hate Tuesdays. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Wednesday's a beautiful day. We love Wednesdays. We're not going to do Rekill gameplay. Now, I will check it out and maybe play it tomorrow. Maybe. But I'm not making any promises. So, anyways, guys, let's end our poll, actually. Let's check out our poll results. I asked you guys, where are you moving your money today? We got 17 votes, record turnout. Appreciate you guys. 59% of you guys said buying the Bitcoin dip. 29 said holding cash stablecoins. 6 said rotating into gold and silver. And 6 said panic selling everything. It's over. So, pretty cool. Cool stuff. Guys, as always, when the market starts to do anything crazy, I will hop back on. Otherwise, I will see you all tomorrow. I appreciate you guys for sticking around. Don't forget to smash the like button on your way out. Share the stream with your like-minded crypto friends and family. We're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers before April. And I think that's it. Good night.